Life is a battlefield, and the naive are always the first to fall. The game of power is unforgiving. One wrong step and everything is lost. In this arena, naivety has no place. Here, power is seized, not awaited. Today, you will learn to play like a strategist, to think like a true master of the art of control. If you've ever felt the opportunity slipping through your fingers while others, colder and more calculating, move forward effortlessly, this is your moment. It's not about manipulation or dirty tricks. It's about defending your agency, taking control of your destiny. Machiavelli is not just theory. It's calculated action. It's understanding that cunning is the only defense in a world that will trample you if you don't know how to play. The world is a constant board of negotiations, work, relationships, family, networks. Every interaction is a silent battle where those who don't understand the rules simply watch. And those who master them don't just make decisions, they impose them. Because there are three truths that never change. Power is seized with preparation. First impressions weigh more than you can imagine, and doubt, when properly directed, can control even the deepest emotions. You wonder why some always seem to have control, right? Why do some win, even when the odds are against them? The answer is simple. They dominate the game without you realizing it. Now it's your turn. The game begins today, and there is no place for the indecisive. Stop being the spectator, the one who always loses. It's time to become the strategist. Define your goal clearly, control the impression you leave on others, and never, ever lose the power of doubt. Naivety is a luxury you can't afford because cunning, that is the real investment. Subscribe to this channel if you like what you see. Principle 1. Clarity of purpose. In the game of dark psychology, victory is not an accident. It is a calculated execution. Those who lack clarity about their destiny are pawns serving the interests of others. Someone who doesn't know what they want becomes the instrument of those who do. Life is ruthless with the indecisive. Power is not given, it is taken. If you don't define exactly what you desire, you will be working in the plans of others, unaware of your own submission. The first step toward absolute control is clarity. There is no room for error or doubt. Write your goal in one line, as if your life depended on that phrase, because in fact, it will. Visualize it with almost obsessive precision. You cannot afford the luxury of a vague desire, a superficial aspiration. The goal must be more than a dream. It must be a reality toward which you move relentlessly, with every thought, every action, and every sacrifice you make. Clarity is your compass in the darkness, and every step toward it is a calculated decision to advance toward your purpose. But it's not enough to define what you want, because the price you are willing to pay is the true measure of your determination. How far will you go to achieve it? What are you willing to lose, sacrifice, or destroy to reach your goal? In this game, everything has a cost. Only those willing to pay the highest price achieve what they desire. There are no victories without sacrifice, and this sacrifice will not always be evident to others, but it will deeply mark you. Action must be clear, decisive, without hesitation. Every step must align with that defined goal. There is no room for doubt, nor for hesitation. Doubt is the poison that destroys opportunities before they can materialize. Clarity is your most powerful weapon, and by wielding it, not only will you take what is yours, but others will begin to wonder how it is that you advance while they remain trapped in their own indecisions. In dark psychology, precision is power. Those who know exactly what they want and pursue it with unwavering will become unstoppable forces. The clarity of your goal will not only guide you to victory, but will also shine a light on the shadows of others, revealing their weaknesses, their emptiness, while you rise above them, almost invisible, unstoppable. Principle 2. Control of the impression. Power is not a right, it is a conquest, and it begins long before you act. It starts in the minds of others, at the exact moment they perceive you. Who are you? What do you project? The answer to these questions is not found in your words, but in everything your being communicates without speaking. Dark psychology knows that controlling perception is the key to mastering any situation. Power begins in the face of your adversary, in the way their eyes trace your presence, in the aura of authority you build through every movement, every gesture, every glance. What others see in you is not always who you are, but what you allow them to believe you are. Posture is the first silent weapon on this battlefield. Do you lean forward as if seeking approval, or do you stand tall, exuding unwavering confidence? Every inch of your body speaks a language that only the astute can read. Your eye contact is another invisible battlefield. Do not shy away from the gaze of others. Make them feel invaded by it. Make their eyes slip, uncontrolled, seeking the security that only you offer. The tone of voice is the third key. It's not enough to be heard. You must be heard in the right way. The soft yet firm voice, the strategic pauses that invite reflection, the silence laden with power, all of this must be calculated. Every word must be a carefully orchestrated move, as if you are playing chess with the minds of others. True power is not based on what you say, but on what you make others believe about you. Do they fear you? Do they respect you? Do they admire you? That is the only truth that matters. Speak no more than necessary. In this game, words are just smokescreens. The precision in your questions and answers is what allows you to weave your web of influence, moving with cunning while others fall into your trap. Every word should leave an impression in the other person's mind, an indelible mark that doesn't fade after the conversation ends. Repeat, reiterate, reinforce. The key to true influence is not in what you say once, but in what you engrave in the minds of others, until it becomes part of their vision of you. If you want to be remembered for something, make what you project be what you want others to remember. Want to be feared? Project threat in every word, in every glance. Want to be admired? Make them seek you, desire you, need you. Make your presence your mark, a mark so deep they can never forget it. What others think of you is not just an opinion. It's the absolute power you possess to shape their reality. Principle 3. Asymmetric information. True power does not lie in what you know, but in what others don't know, in what you keep in the shadows, carefully hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal it. In the game of dark psychology, knowledge is not just a resource. It is a silent weapon that allows you to dominate without others realizing it. The one who knows more takes control of the game because they know when to attack and when to retreat. Ignorance is not an option when you're fighting to make the decisions that truly matter. If you don't know, you will be just another face in the crowd, moved by invisible forces that others, the real strategists, control at will. Before each encounter, before taking a single step, research, observe, analyze. Don't be swayed by appearances or what others want you to see. Dive into the psyche of the other party. What do they really want? What are their hidden desires, their weaknesses, their deepest fears? Every human being has something they fear, something that makes them vulnerable. And if you know that fear, you can manipulate it, use it to your advantage. Knowledge of their fears gives you the power to control them without them even noticing. But don't stop there. Who is backing the other party? What invisible forces are behind them? Knowing who supports them, what interests they have, what alliances or threats guide them, is understanding the true game you're involved in. You're not just playing against one person. You're facing an entire network of interests. The more you know about that network, the more capable you'll be of weaving your own web of influences, where every move is calculated, every decision anticipated. The advantage of asymmetric information is vast. When you possess knowledge that the other doesn't, you control the narrative. You know how they will move, what decisions they will make, how they will respond to certain actions. Uncertainty is the enemy, and the one who has more information reduces that uncertainty until the game becomes simply a matter of time. Ignorance makes you vulnerable. It turns you into a pawn on the board of those who understand the value of knowing everything that is hidden. Never let information be foreign to you, not even for a second. Make research your first move, before any action, before any word. Knowledge is not just power. It is the key that opens all doors, the one that will allow you to be the one who directs decisions, the one who imposes the rules of the game. The one who knows more is the one who decides. Principle 4. Dose of doubt. Certainty is the first garment of the naive. Those who present themselves as infallible, as the ones who know everything, become easy targets because absolute certainty makes you predictable. There is no greater danger for a strategist than a firm confidence in their words. The most astute know that when you are too clear, when you are too sure, you open the door to exploitation. Certainty is the prison of the mind, and within that prison, one is easily manipulated. In contrast, doubt is the realm of cunning. When you plant doubt in the minds of others, you leave them vulnerable, confused, searching for answers where you have already decided there will be none. It is a simple but deeply effective dark psychology trick. Make others question. Make them doubt everything they thought they knew. Make them lose control while you maintain it all. Doubt creates uncertainty, and uncertainty is the fertile ground where power is cultivated. The one who doubts is the one who seeks, who asks, who keeps searching for answers. While they become tangled in their own questions, you continue to move forward, calm and calculating. Never give immediate answers. Respond with timelines, not certainties. Make the other wait. Make time your ally. Patience is one of the most powerful tools you have, and the uncertainty you create with your deadlines gives you the power to anticipate what you don't know will happen. The calm with which you handle uncertainty becomes a display of authority and control. The one who does not react to doubt, who remains unshaken, is the one who has real power. In this game, calm is key. While others flail, they keep you in their minds, trying to unravel your next move. But what truly shapes a master in dark psychology is silence. Well-applied silence is an act of power greater than any word. A strategic silence at the right moment can make others speak more, their uncertainty making them reveal what they never wanted to show. In silence lies the truth of your control, while others search in you for answers they will never get. The doubt planted in their minds forces them to reconfigure everything they think they know. And while they consume themselves in their doubt, you will have already taken the next step in the right direction. Nervousness is the enemy. When you rush, when you desperately try to answer, to give certainty, you appear weak, vulnerable. Doubt must be planted from calm, from the absolute tranquility of one who knows they don't need to hurry, because time plays in their favor. Keep control over yourself and others, and uncertainty will be your most effective weapon. Well-managed doubt makes you the true master of the game. Principle 5. Cold action. True power never needs to be announced. The best strategy is not shouted. It is demonstrated. Those who talk too much are often the first to fall because their mouths become their worst enemy, revealing intentions and weaknesses. The most astute don't need to convince anyone. They don't need anyone to believe them. They act in silence, knowing that what really matters is not what they say, but what they achieve. Promises are for the weak. Results are for the powerful. Dark psychology teaches that power lies in what you do, not in what you promise. Cold action is the key to operating in the shadows. While others talk and speculate, you move forward, calculating every step, every movement. Plan in private, keep your thoughts and intentions guarded, like a predator waiting for the right moment. The ground must be prepared in silence, unnoticed by anyone. Decisions should be made privately, away from curious eyes, because the world doesn't understand strategy. It only sees the results. A shrewd mind never leaves traces of its true plan. Every action must be thought out, calibrated, executed with surgical precision. The key is minimal but effective execution. There is no need to act excessively, to overload the scene with unnecessary actions. Do only what is necessary, but do it with mastery. While others rush toward chaos, your progress will be subtle, steady, and devastating. Every action should leave a mark, should be an irrefutable step toward your goal. Progress so tangible that others cannot avoid recognizing it, even if they don't understand its scope. What is unseen is not valued. If you don't show it, no one will appreciate it. Cunning is measured in results, not speeches. In dark psychology, the one who acts without boasting is the one who truly has control. Promises are empty, words are air, but cold action is an unstoppable force. Those who master the art of cold action know that true power is not carried in the mouth, but in deeds. Show your results and let them speak for you. Don't let others see your cards. Stay calm, execute, and make the world bow to what you've achieved without saying a single word. Every move you make should be a demonstration of your progress. There is no room for doubt when you act with determination. In each of your steps, there should be irrefutable proof that you're advancing toward what you desire. Promises are for the naive. True cunning lies in the deeds that no one can refute. While others crumble with their empty words, you'll be building your reign, solid and silent, letting the results speak louder than any promise. Principle 6. The art of timing. True power does not only lie in what you do, but in when you do it. Time is a tool that the astute use like a sharp sword, capable of cutting without anyone seeing the blade. The right moment is what separates those who have control, those who shape their own destiny, from those who make mistakes, those who expose themselves due to their lack of foresight. In dark psychology, timing is the art that allows the cunning to manipulate perceptions and events in their favor. while others fall into the trap of impatience. Knowing when to act, when to remain silent, and when to move is the key to everything. Those who do not master time are doomed to react, to become victims of the circumstances that others have planned. Haste is the enemy of strategy. Those who rush through life without measuring their steps, without considering the consequences of every movement, end up as pawns in the game of those who play with calm and patience. The most astute know that impulse is the worst enemy of the strategic mind. Acting without thinking is a luxury they cannot afford. The most effective strategy is built around perfect timing, neither rushed nor slow. The right rhythm is set when you are able to control your surroundings, without letting time control you. Those who don't understand the art of timing are slaves to circumstances, moving to the beat of chaos. In contrast, those who master time move when the pieces are perfectly aligned, when the odds are in their favor. They know when to advance and when to wait. They are the ones who know when to stay silent when the information isn't ready to be delivered, and speak only when their message strikes like a hammer on steel. Timing is not just a matter of patience, it is also a matter of vision. The one who controls the exact moment controls the narrative. Every second is an opportunity. Every minute of silence, every step of waiting, is an opportunity to let others make mistakes, while you remain in the shadows, evaluating, observing, waiting for the right moment to act. Surprise is the weapon of the cunning, and surprise is only achieved when the other does not see you coming, when they do not expect your next move. The game of power is won, not by the speed with which you move the pieces, but by the precision with which you choose when to move them. The art of timing, applied perfectly, makes you the master of the stage, capable of manipulating the flow of events and making time work for you. While others rush and stumble, you remain silent, letting the perfect moment approach, without anyone realizing that you've already won before the game even begins. Principle 7. The use of scarcity. Power is not something given freely. It is taken through scarcity, that powerful force that makes others desire it with desperation. Scarcity creates desire, and desire is the foundation of all influence. Exclusivity is not just an advantage, it is the means by which the most astute shape the perception of themselves. Those who offer themselves too much, who are always available, lose their power of attraction. The one who gives too much becomes common. What is valuable can only truly be appreciated when it is hard to obtain, when access to it becomes a reward, not an obligation. Make your presence something to be valued, something to be fervently desired. Do not be constantly available. The moment you become a constant resource, you lose the mystery surrounding you, and without mystery, there is no power. Make your time, your ideas, and your energy limited. The most astute know that true power lies in being selective in what you offer, in being difficult to reach. It is not about being arrogant, but about creating an atmosphere where your presence itself is a rarity that must be coveted. When you are too accessible, you lose the ability to generate a genuine need in others. Just as a common object loses its value when it is repeated, you will lose your impact if you offer yourself abundantly. Power lies in limitation. Every time someone has to struggle to access you, your value grows. Make your attention, your time, and your thought like pieces of a highly coveted puzzle. Let those around you have no choice but to recognize that what you offer is not something easily found. Those who understand the art of scarcity know that by making something unique and unattainable, you become indispensable. It's not enough to be good. You must be the only one. And to be the only one, your presence must be something people desire but cannot always have. Exclusivity is the greatest act of power because when others seek you, it is you who dictates the rules. Every interaction with you becomes a unique experience, something they eagerly anticipate, something they desperately desire. The need for what you offer creates an atmosphere where you are the only provider of what they can obtain, and in that space, your value rises above all others. Principle 8. Control of the environment. Real control does not only lie in what you do, but in where and how you do it. If you cannot control the context, you will always be a pawn on someone else's board, moved by invisible forces that you do not understand. The key is to turn the environment into an extension of yourself, to influence the space and circumstances in a way that everything aligns in your favor. The one who dominates the context, who controls the rules of the game, is not a player, but the referee. And the referee is the one who dictates the course of the game. Who decides what is allowed and what is not? Who has the final word on every move? The ability to manipulate the environment is what turns the astute into makers of kings and toppers of empires. It is not about entering a battle where the rules are clear and known. It is about creating a new reality in which you set the rules. When you control the space, when others feel trapped in the context you have designed, they lose the power of choice. They are trapped in your game, following the rules you have set without even knowing it. Power lies in the ability to manipulate the perception of what is happening. The environment is much more than a physical stage. It is a psychological stage. Every conversation, every interaction, every encounter is a space you can shape to your liking. Emotions, fears, expectations, everything is part of the space in which you operate. The true master of dark psychology not only influences what happens, but also how others interpret what is happening. If you can make others see the world on your own terms, if you manage to manipulate the context so everything plays in your favor, you become the architect of reality, not someone who merely reacts to it. Mastering the environment puts you in an unattainable position. While others are slaves to circumstances, you are the one who creates and adjusts them. Do not let yourself be dragged by the context. Make the context drag to you. Make it mold to your desires, to your needs. The ability to manipulate the environment in your favor puts you in a position of absolute power. Because the one who controls the space and the rules of the game is the one who defines the fate of everyone else. Principle 9. The manipulation of perception. Perception is the only reality that matters, and those who master the art of dark psychology understand this perfectly. It doesn't matter what actually happens in the world. The only thing that holds power is what others believe is happening. In the minds of others, interpretations are the truth, not facts. What they see, what they feel, what they think, that is what will be real for them. A shrewd strategist doesn't need to control reality because controlling perception is far more effective. If you can shape how events, people, and even facts are perceived, you become the master of the game. In this context, what is perceived is what is believed, and what is believed is what is followed. Facts by themselves are neutral. It is the interpretation we give them that empowers them. A carefully crafted image, a persuasive narrative, can transform a weakness into strength, a lie into truth. The ability to project an image, even when it doesn't correspond to reality, puts you in a position of absolute control because the minds of others focus on what you make them see. What they see becomes what they accept as real. What you project is what they adopt as their own truth without questioning it. Subtle deception and distortion of the truth become your most powerful allies. Confusion is your hidden weapon. Make people see what you need them to see, while in the shadows, you become the invisible architect who moves the pieces of the game undetected. Distraction is the finest tool you possess. If you can divert attention from what really matters, if you can make others focus on the superficial or the false, you will have won. They will be fighting on a battlefield where the rules are your rules, and they won't even realize they are being manipulated. Controlling perception is controlling the narrative, and the narrative is the fabric of the reality in which everyone lives. When others see the world through your eyes, it doesn't matter what is really happening, because they only see what you allow them to see. The truth becomes something malleable, like clay, ready to be sculpted at your will. Others will move, react, and decide based on what you have taught them to believe. In this game, the one who controls perception not only controls minds, but controls reality itself. Principle 10. The art of strategic withdrawal. Not every move must be forward. Strategically withdrawing is not a sign of weakness, but an act of cunning as powerful as a direct attack. In dark psychology, withdrawal does not mean surrender, but a tactic of absolute control. Stepping away from a situation, even though it may seem like a temporary defeat, is actually a deliberate strategy to regain control, reassess the risks, and reorganize the attack. The ability to withdraw when the battle is not in your favor is the mark of a true master of power, because it is not about winning every battle, but wisely choosing the ones that truly matter. In this game, withdrawal is as powerful a move as any direct strike. Withdrawing gives you time to reevaluate, to study the terrain calmly, to observe the enemy's mistakes, and to prepare your next move with deadly precision. Time works in your favor when you temporarily step away from the action, because while others consume themselves in futile struggle, you focus on the essentials, regaining your strength, reorganizing your strategy, and waiting for the exact moment to strike. The moment they let their guard down, the moment their confidence takes over, is when your power of recovery becomes your greatest advantage. The strategist's cunning lies in knowing when to withdraw and when not to advance further. In dark psychology, knowing how to wait is key. If you face a situation where power is not on your side, if the terrain is fraught with uncertainty and conditions do not favor you, withdrawal becomes a calculated decision to preserve your power. Rather than exhausting yourself or entering a losing battle, you withdraw to keep your most valuable resource intact, your power. And when the enemy feels victorious, when they no longer see you as a threat, you return with renewed strength, with a precise and lethal strategy. Withdrawal is not an escape. It is a tactic to conserve energy, to let the enemy wear themselves down while you recharge, evaluate your options, and wait for the exact moment to strike with more force and determination. The cunning understand that not all victories are won with direct attacks. Sometimes the greatest victory is achieved when, in silence, you withdraw into the shadows, out of sight, and with the patience of a predator, you wait for the perfect moment to come. When others have written you off, you will have found your opportunity. Then, the strike will be devastating, because the enemy never saw your return coming. Principle 11. The use of conflict creation. Conflict is fertile ground for manipulation, a psychological battlefield where confusion becomes the most powerful tool. In dark psychology, creating chaos and division is not just a tactic. It is a deliberate strategy to weaken your opponents, distract them, and ultimately control them from the shadows. If you know how to plant doubts in their minds, create disagreements between them, and foster divisions that make them fall into the game of disorder, then you have in your hands the power to manipulate their thoughts and actions. Blinded by their own conflict, they will not see how you advance, how you take control without them realizing your influence. The key here is to create controlled chaos, not wild disorder, but a planned outcome in which every piece fits perfectly into your strategy. The conflict must be directed as if it were a dark work of art, planting a spark of doubt here, a poisonous word there, and watching it all flare up into a fire that distracts and weakens those around you. Others will be trapped in their own chaos, fighting among themselves, while you remain in the shadows, watching the spectacle unfold and positioning yourself strategically. While they destroy each other, you'll be closer to control, closer to your goal. Well-directed conflict is like a firework, bright, noisy, full of distraction while all eyes are on the spectacle, unaware that what is happening behind the curtain is the true play. While others focus on their internal struggles, their insecurities and mistakes, you remain untouched, without dirtying your hands, watching how the pieces fall perfectly into place for your next move. The chaos you've sown makes them make hasty, reactive, wrong decisions. They are blinded by conflict, reacting impulsively, while you remain in control, without them even suspecting you are the puppet master. If you know how to manipulate others' emotions, how to play with their relationships and interests, you can create friction that makes them act against their own well-being. Conflict, when directed like a master of power, not only weakens your opponents but forces them to make wrong decisions. They will be too busy fighting for control among themselves, forgetting that, deep down, the whole conflict was designed for you to come out victorious. In this game, you are both the spectator and the controller, while others destroy each other, each unaware that, in the end, only you will have won.